As you know, there is, in 2002, the government opened its internet gaming industry to competition, and it granted PhilWeb Corporation control of online casinos. PhilWeb works in cooperation with PACOR to regulate and tax online gaming sites based in the Philippines. Also, the Cagayan Special Economic Zone and Freeport now grants online licenses to foreign operators. Malaysia, the status of online gambling in Malaysia is considerably less clear-cut. There are no specific references to online gaming in the Betting Act, and no relevant amendment has yet been made. That said, the government does not issue licenses for online casinos and tries to hinder citizens' access to foreign sites by instructing banks not to sanction transfers to overseas online casinos. Japan, most of the forms of gambling, including online poker and internet casino, are illegal in Japan. Online gambling in Japan is limited to lottery, soccer, toto, and betting on 4 selected sports. Only pari-mutuel betting is allowed. There are online gambling websites targeting Japanese players that are hosted in other countries, which makes it hard for the government to control what is going on because they have no jurisdiction in the places where the sites are located. Finally, Singapore, the Casino Control Act does not contain any provision dealing with online casinos. The government notes that it plans to review the regulatory framework and social safeguards concerning non-casino gambling, including gambling online. The Singapore police has from time to time made statements to the effect that online gaming is illegal. Academic views are divided in this area, and the general view is that online gambling is not unlawful if it is carried out at the comfort of one's home without all gamblers being physically gathered at one common location. We note that the Singapore Stock Exchange has approved the listing of an Australian online casino without any legal issues being raised as in relation to its scope of business. Having made this brief summary, I would like to start the discussion with the panel by asking Herman, in relation to China, obviously China is a target market that really interests the online gaming operators, and I would like Armin to give us a more complete and detailed description of what are the Chinese regulations and who to go for questions, as they are the largest customer group, and considering that obviously one of the most difficult things in dealing with China is to know the rules and process.
Thanks, Louis. It is indeed quite difficult. As we all know, in China there are effectively 2 operators. That is the welfare, Ministry of Welfare, and the Ministry of Sports, or at least sports, the sports lottery. They both are responsible towards the Ministry of Finance, who effectively approves everything. The Ministry of Finance has made it very clear that they do not recognize anything related to iGaming. It doesn't even exist in the law. It's not a word that they use, and it's not something that they recognize. What they do recognize are effectively channels. They siloed everything. So there is a channel, what they call the internet channel, and the mobile channel. So they are, at the moment, in a, let's say, they're looking for recommendations from both operators. So they're looking from sports and from welfare. Guys, please give us, guidelines and tell us exactly as to how we should organize this. So what effectively has happened is, when you look at the sports site, 500.com has basically taken a lead with that, even being listed in the US, with offering online gaming services via the mobile and via the internet. And the way that they justify it is that they don't have a formal license, but what they do have is a tolerated regime from sports, basically telling them, like, okay, you can offer this provided that the services you offer online are printed in one of the provinces. So one of the provinces effectively gives them the authorization to then, let's say, take the order from online, get it printed, and then kick it back to, let's say, the customer. So it's kind of a roundabout about it. All of the games that are being offered online or via the internet that are tolerated are existing games that have been approved by the Ministry of Finance. There is no one that has the authorization to come up with new games online or on the mobile that are not authorized. This also means that the process to, let's say, offer new games is extremely cumbersome. It is very difficult to basically get the authorization to come up with a game that you basically say, okay, it actually doesn't work offline, but it works really well online. It is extremely difficult to get to that stage today, if not impossible, because of the fact that there is just no regulations for it. So the way that the Chinese government is looking at it right now is saying, okay, we know that it's existing. We do give the opportunity to a number of companies to effectively offer a way of distribution, but we don't allow them to come up with products on their own or somehow take a lead in it. And what I think is going to happen is that all of this toleration allows the people that basically provide this level of distribution that is somewhat gray still today. They will be, once the regulations come out via the Ministry of Finance, they will be made white, and as a result, people can continue to operate. So it is quite important to pay attention to China now. You can't say there is no way to basically, bring out a product. What effectively you should be doing is become a distribution channel partner to one of the provinces and try to figure out how can I work with the province to create a systemized approach to offer existing product, and then through that relationship be able to kick back products that you feel are, you can offer online or on the mobile, and then you can get it approved by the Ministry of Finance. One side point I would, or one more point that I would like to make is that